When I looked in the mirror and saw the guy that was looking back at me the day after her and I broke up, I just broke down. Like I just looked at myself and said, what have you done? Like how have you let yourself get to this? My name's Tim, I'm from Orange, New South Wales. I'm 34 and I've lost around 20 kilos using the Manshake. There was a time where I just hit rock bottom, right, like rock bottom, because I could feel it in my stomach that things between me and my partner were failing, and I was questioning who I was. It felt like I was dealing with things alone, and when you're dealing with things alone, that's a very, very scary space to be in. And it got to a point where I actually thought to myself, I can just do it. I don't have to suffer. I don't have to have any impact on anyone else's life that's a negative. It was just that it would be better for everyone involved if I wasn't around. And I know that's stupid because my son would miss me, and my ex would have missed me. And we were together for 10 years. We have a bond there that's probably going to last the rest of our life. And I think over the years of us being together, we slipped into that comfort situation where, and I made poor choices, and she was a lot smarter when it came to eating than I was. But when I'm making poor choices, she makes the poor choices with me, and we both got to a point where just before we had my son, that she was really, really unhappy with how big she'd gotten, and I've always been a believer that it's what's inside that counts. If you look at a person and you see their physicality and that's what you judge your first impression off of, then I think that's wrong. But I think in some ways that was me also trying to hide how unhappy I was too. Because once I feel like I'm a great person on the inside, but then I was looking in the mirror and seeing the person I was on the outside and going like, I'm not happy with that. But I was trying to paper over it with that whole fake confidence thing. I mean, we both didn't give each other the best versions of ourselves. And when I look back on that, I think to myself, if I'd done something differently, would the outcome be different? And I know we can't really get into that because it's a bit fruitless now, but if I had looked after myself, if I had got to stayed a healthy weight, if I had enjoyed life more, if I had been willing to go out more places and do more things because I had that confidence in myself, would things be different is the question. And so I carry that with me all the time, and it's just something I guess I have to learn to live with. But now I'm making those changes so that the next person that comes into my life, if they do, I don't sell them short. I give them the best version of myself that I can. I found the Manshake via a friend who gave me a bag of it because he didn't want it. It was something not something that he really wanted to use. I thought to myself, I'll get myself into a routine. It's nice and easy. It's simple. It makes my life so much easier time-wise. I make it before I leave the house for work, and I drink it on the way to work, and then I have one in my bag that I just smack together on my lunch break. I only get half an hour to an hour for lunch anyway, so it makes that even easier. And I feel like I've the nutrient side of it as well, because the amount of nutrients and minerals and vitamins that are packed into the Manshake, I wasn't getting that stuff beforehand. You're not getting that when you grabbing a sausage roll and sauce from Michelle's in the morning. It's in that respect as well, and I think that's contributed so much to why I feel better physically and even mentally and less lethargic, is because I'm getting those proper vitamins and minerals. The real battle mentally is the discipline when it comes to your eating, because and a lot of people say it's 90% eating, 10% exercise. And I feel like that's pretty spot on. Knowing that I can have things in moderation, I'm not afraid to have, something bad to eat one day if I know that, I've had Manshake or Man Bars or eaten something, healthy that day. I just never understood the people that just jump in and just get rid of everything out of their life, and they have to eat just this, and it's just lentils every day for 6 months to lose that weight. I feel like that makes the journey unhappy. I feel like my journey's been quite happy because I've not only found something that I use that helps me, but it hasn't stopped me from enjoying the things that I like every now and then. But for me, the most important thing was to just listen to myself. If I'm at a point where I'm I can tell that my food intake for that couple of days hasn't been great, my body will tell me you're tired, you've put crap in your body, you should stop. You know, you listen to your body. When you're struggling to get out of bed or you're so exhausted by 8 o'clock at night, you know, like you either haven't rested enough or you haven't been eating properly. And, you know, for me is just to maintain the path I'm on. Like, I don't want to flog myself to death because I don't find that fun. And just small goals instead of like sort of jumping into the big one straight away, like turning around and saying, if I'd said to myself, I want to get down to 110, starting at 142, I would have looked at that and gone, that is so far away. But I looked at myself and I went, I want to get to 140, and then I want to get to 135, then 130, and broke it down into small goals. That you are going to fail at some stage. Like, you are going to have days where you jump on the scales and the number's gone up instead of down. And that's okay. Like, it's 100% okay. You're going to have days where you want to eat that, you know, that delicious looking sandwich instead of having the man shake because, you know, it's just what you want. That's okay. Just keep moving forward. Keep thinking to yourself, I can do this. That's what I did. Even when I wasn't sure if I could, even if I didn't know if I was doing the right thing, I was just like, I'm doing something. The hardest part about this journey is getting started. If one thing that I've taken out of this whole experience is that, you know, just give it a go. Like, just have a go, because you have nothing to lose. You really don't. And if you fail, don't beat yourself up about it, just try again. The future for me though is just learning to be happy with who I am again. You know, it's just discovering that, and just to enjoy time with my son. Like, that's the future. Like, I don't want him to be like, oh, Dad can't chase me around the park because he's too unfit. You know, like, I want to be able to say, you know, let's go to the park, and him know that we're going to have an absolute ball and be exhausted by the end of it. So, and obviously to meet someone who, you know, genuinely likes me for me, and just build a future with that person. So, and I'm not putting a time frame on it because I don't need to. I just know that I need to, you know, keep doing what I'm doing now because I'm succeeding, and just slowly learn more and more and add more to that until I'm, you know, really happy.